Okay, today's notes will be a review. So if you want to, grab out scratch paper, something to write down if you want to go along with me, okay? First, we're reviewing terms, coefficients, and constants. Terms are separated by the positive or a minus sign. So I'm going to write 2x squared is one of my terms. My other term is a minus 8x, or 18x, and minus 22. Those are my three terms. Coefficients are the number that are in front of my variable. So I have a 2, and negative 18 are my coefficients. The constant does not have a variable on it, so it'll be a negative 22. Okay, next example, we're doing the same thing. We have three terms separated by a plus or minus sign. So negative 15x squared is 1, negative 4x is my second term, and positive 15 is my third term. Coefficients are the numbers that are in front of the variable, so negative 15 is in front of a variable. Negative 4 is in front of a variable. 15, that isn't, it doesn't have a variable, so it is called a constant. Okay, next one. Simplify. When we have these parentheses, that's telling us that we need to distribute it in. So distribute, we get 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8 with only 1x, plus 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 5 is negative 10. Hey, look. These x's can go together. What's negative 8 plus 2? Negative 6x. And then my 4 and my minus 10 can go together. So 4 minus 10 is negative 6 again. That would be our final answer. Okay, now, next one. We have 5 distributed in. 5 times 3 is 15, minus 5 times 4 is 20 with only 1x, plus 7 times x, minus 7 times 5 is 35. Combine like terms, we have negative 20 and 7 is negative 13x, and then we have 15 minus 35. Let's double check, cancel out. So we'll have minus 20. Okay, next one, write an equation from the following, then solve. Twice a number. I don't know what that number is, so 2 times a number is 38. Well, what's that number? How do I get x by itself? I need to divide by 2, and we get 19. X equals 19. And if you want to, you can use your calculator on these. Okay, next one. Twice a number is 28. So 2x equals 28. Divide by 2. These are so nice. You guys are lucky. 14. Okay, 17. A town's population has been growing linearly. In 2003, the population was 34,000. The population has been growing by 17,000 people, or 1,700 people each year. Well, that's nice. So we start out with 34,000 people, and we add 1,700 each year. So because it says people each year, do you remember what happens with that when it says each? That is going to be my slope. So if this represents 2003, how many years does it take to get to 2009? Let's think about 2003, 4, 5. Okay, coming back to problem number 7, we have our equation. Now, from 2003 to 2009, how many total years is that? To get from 2003 to 2009, we have to have 6 years. So I want to see what that is when I plug in a 6. So after 6 years, what will my population be? So we have, let's check, 34,000 plus 170 times 6. So our population will be 442, oops, my comma's wrong, 44200, so my comma needs to be here. 44,200 people. So this would be our solution. That's how many people we have. If we wanted an equation, the equation means I have my variable. So I'm just going to move this over to my equation section. 34 plus 17x. And then use the formula to find the population. We found that. It was 44,200. Okay, let's try it again. The town's population has been growing. That means we're going to be adding population. So it starts at 30,000. The population has been growing plus 700 people each year. When it says each year, that means I need to have a x. That's my slope. 2003 to 2009, hey look, it's 6 years again. So we plug in a 6, and let's see what our population will be. So 30,000 plus 700 over 6 years is 34,200. So if I wanted to move that over and fill in, when I type it in, I would type in this here, 30,000 plus 700x, and then my total population was 34,200 people. Okay, next one we're dealing with inequalities. This one's a little bit messy. Ignore this, and let's just work on our inequality. So, can we solve this? Can we get x by itself? Divide by -5, divide by -5. Cancels out, and we get x. When I divide by a negative, this sign has to do something. It has to flip. Then -25 divided by -5 is a +5. This is my inequality. So that's inequality notation. Now, I know that I have to have a dot on 5, and I have to choose, is it open or closed based off of this sign. When it says equal to, that means I have to have a closed dot because 5 is included. What numbers are less than 5? X is less than 5. Well, look, 4 is less than 5, 3, 2, 1. All of these numbers are less than 5, so we fill in, you put a little arrow to say all these numbers are less than 5. So, our last one, interval notation, how far does it go? If there's an arrow, it keeps going. So you're going to write -infinity, but this direction it stops at a number. It stops at 5. And then it's equal to. Equal is a straight line. So next to the 5, I need a straight line, which means I need a brace. Or bracket. Bracket, sorry, you need a bracket. Okay, let's try another one. Inequality. Ignore. We have -8x is greater than or equal to 16. Divide by -8. X, oh no, we divided by a negative. The sign has to flip. 16 divided by -8 is 2. That is our inequality, so we're going to fill it in here. My dot is at negative 2, and it's going to be closed. And what numbers are less than or equal to negative 2? Anything to the left is less than. Okay, so for our interval notation, all the way over here it's going to keep going, so negative infinity. And then if I go to the right, it stops at negative 2. Now I have to choose, is it going to be a parenthesis or a bracket? So let's see, it's equal to it. Equal sign is a straight line, so it has to be that bracket. Okay, graphing. We have our y-intercept, so I put a dot at positive 1. My slope is negative 1 over what's really under that number, a1. So down 1 over 1. Graph your line. I'm going to do a few of these kind of fast. Y-intercept is 4. Put a dot on 4. Slope, down 1 over 1. Down 1 over 1. Man, these all have the same slope. That's nice. Oh, I jinxed it. Y-intercept is 3. Our slope is down 3 over 1. So down 3, 1, 2, 3, over 1. That one's a little bit steeper. We have our y-intercept at 2. And our slope is negative 2 over 1, so we go down 2 over 1. Graph our line. Now we get to graph 2 lines. Okay, we have negative 1 is our y-intercept. Then we have to go down to positive 3. Down to positive 3. Oops. Whoa. And that's a bad line. Next one, our y-intercept is positive 4, and it goes up 1 over 1. Hey, look, it crosses. There's an intersection. What is that point? My x, remember my solution is xy, so the x value is a negative 3, and the y value is a positive 1. And we're good. That's our solution. Let's try another one. We have our y-intercept is negative 2. Slope, down 1 over 2. I'm doing this one a little bit different so I can graph my line better. Ha, that's better. Next, our y-intercept is positive 1, and our slope is down 2 over, there's really a 1 there, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. So my solution ends up being, what's my x? 2, and my y value for it is a negative 3. More. I'm going to skip these. Sorry guys, skipping. To slope. We have slope, which is y minus y over x minus x. I'm going to label them xy, xy. Let's plug it in. If I do 7 minus a negative 3. Okay, finishing up on slope. So we have 7 minus a negative 3, negative 1 minus a negative 8, which makes 2 negatives make a positive. 7, 8, 9, 10 over 8 minus 1 is 7. Can you reduce it? Nope. That's your slope. Okay, on this one, same thing. xy, xy, y minus y over x minus x. 10 minus 4 is 6. 7 minus 1 is 6. Hey, 6 over 6 becomes a 1. Next one, finding the slope on a graph. So we pick 2 points at intersections. So here's an intersection, there's an intersection. My slope is rise over run. So let's check. If rise is 1, and it runs to the left 1, so it'd be -1. When you type that in the computer, it'll get mad about that. So what's 1 over 1? 1. And double check what's your sign. It should be a negative. So when you type it in, type -1. Okay, let's try it again. I put my points on my intersections. This slope rises 2 and runs over to the right a +1, which is equal to 2. These are nice. Okay, I'll do it again. Rise 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, 1 over 1, which is the same as, oops, up 1 over 1 is the same as 1. This one goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes to the left 1, so I have to have a -1. 4 divided by 1 is 4, and your sign should be a negative. Create an equation. Ooh, okay, let's check. Equation means I need a slope and I need a y-intercept. So let's check. My slope is up 2, left 1. So rise 2, left 1. I can simplify that. 2 divided by 1 is 2, and it needs to be a negative. Your y-intercept, well, let's check. Where does it touch? Oh, it touches the y-axis at -1. So we have y equals mx plus b. Our slope was -2, and it touches at -1. Let's try another one. Our slope is up 2, left 1. Hey, that's the same thing. So our slope's up 2, left 1. Our y-intercept, it touches at -1, so y equals -2x minus 1. That was lucky. Maybe your homework will be like that. Next one, your slope, rise 1, left 1, up 1, left 1, which is the same as -1 for my slope. Where does it touch my y-axis? Let's check. It's a +1 this time. So y equals mx plus b. Well, y equals my m is a -1. And that b that's missing, where it touches, is a +1. And we're done. Okay, this one rises 1 and goes left 2, so up 1, left 2. Can't reduce it, so it has to stay. The b, that y-intercept, where does it touch? It touches at -1. Y equals mx plus b. Y equals m is -1/2 x plus, uh-oh, I made a mistake. It's not a plus, it's a -1. -1. There we go. Next one, fill in the table below for the equation, then graph the line. Ah, this does not look nice right now. Right now, that is in standard form, but I want it in slope-intercept form, so I'm going to solve for y. So we're going to add 3x, because I want this piece by itself. And we're left with -4y equals 8 plus 3x Remember, I'm not picky about the order, as long as you make sure to keep the sign with the number that it's attached to. Next, I need that -4 to get away from the y. Right now they're being multiplied, so to undo multiplication I need to divide everything by -4. Cancel, cancel. Y equals a negative. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Positive and a negative make a negative. 3 over 4, does that reduce? No. 3 over 4 x. There's my equation. Now let's plug these in. So I'm going to show you on the calculator how to make it nice. So we're plugging in -4, -2 minus my fraction, which is 3 divided by 4. Notice I put parentheses to say that they're together, it's a fraction. And they want me to plug in a -4. My solution is a 1. Let's try it again. -2 minus parenthesis 3 divided by 4, and this time I'm plugging in a 0. Hey, -2. Plug in a positive 4. -2 minus 3 divided by 4. Okay, so to finish this one, you would end up entering it in, and you would get -5. To graph it, you plot your points. So -4, up 1, put a point. 0, down 2, put a point. Over 4, down 5, put a point. If you don't like drawing your line that way, you can always use your equation. Your y-intercept is -2. You go down 3, over 4. Graph your line. Okay. Let's go on to word problems. Let's do one over here. We have you and a friend go to the state fair. It costs $4 to get in, plus $8 for each ride you go on. So if you go into the fair and you don't go on any rides, it's $4. But if you go on one ride, it'll be 4 plus 8. You have to pay $8. You get 12. If you go on another ride, you have to add $8 again, so we'd get a total of 20. If you go on another ride, you have to add 8 again, $28. 8 one more time, 8 would be 36. That is getting expensive. Plot your points. 0, 4, 1, 12. And graph your line. Not too bad. Okay, I'm going to do one of the bonus problems for you. This on your test tomorrow will be extra credit. So, first, let's just simplify the inside. Can anything on top go together? PQR. Nope, nothing matches. PQR, nothing matches. So let's see if we can cancel out. So if I rewrite this, I would have -6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 P's, 4 Q's, and 6 R's over 3, 10 P's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 Q's, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 R's, 1, 2, 3, squared. So let's cancel them out. 1, 2, they cancel, those cancel, those cancel. Okay, P's won't cancel out anymore. Now I cancel out Q's, Q, 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 and now I cancel out R, R, R. And let's rewrite it. We have -6, and then no P's, no Q's, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 R's. Now let's check this. 3, 1, 2, 3 P's, no Q's, and no R's. And it's squared still. Now, Can you reduce this fraction? That might be nice if we reduce that. That would reduce to negative 6 divided by 3 would be a negative 2 over 1. R cubed, P cubed, squared. Now when I go through, I have to square everything. So negative 2 has to be squared. R has to be squared. 1 squared, 3 squared. So 2 squared becomes a 4. R is 3 times 2, which is 6. Over 1 squared is 1. 3 times 2 is 6. And that's your answer. Done. Okay, good luck today. If you have questions on your review, email me and I will try and send you a video link.